Hello, everybody. It is Turntable Tuesday with Thom. You'll notice I've been working on keeping the beard a little bit more, tamed, if you will. Mrs. Jennings is not a fan of the real long beard, so I guess there's not a lot of call for Santa Claus this time of year. Anyway, but what do we got today? Well, a little trivia for you. What is the only rock supergroup that shares its name with a John Grisham novel and Tom Cruise movie based on that novel? Well, it is The Firm. Look at that. Interesting logo. It's kind of sideways. Now, if you remember The Firm, you're probably about my age. But anyhow, The Firm was a supergroup by every measure. Now, what do we got? We got Paul Rodgers, one of the greatest rock vocalists of all time. Free, Bad Company, later went on to be with Queen, and then back with Bad Company. We got Jimmy Page from the Honey Drippers. He's actually from, that other band, the Yardbirds, and the new Yardbirds. And, of course, that band that Keith Moon said would go down like a Led Zeppelin. Although there's some dispute as to whether Keith Moon was the guy that named the band. Led Zeppelin. And so you got Jimmy Page, you got Paul Rodgers. I guess they were going to get together originally with Bill Bruford and Pino Palladino. Now, Pino, you may know him. He played with The Who, but he's kind of like a bass player's bassist. Everybody loves the guy. Bruford, of course, from Yes, King Crimson, and any other prog rock band that needed a drummer that day. So they had previous commitments, so instead they pick up two guys that were pretty darn good. We got Tony Franklin. Tony Franklin, he went on to do some work with David Bowie, and he's another kind of great bass player. And he was in Uriah Heep, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I just looked this up a few minutes ago. I should remember. And Chris Slade, who went on to be the drummer of AC/DC when Phil Rudd was not feeling very AC/DC-ish. So, anyhow, you got a heck of a band here. They only wound up doing 2 albums. That's right, just 2. This one and then the second one was called Mean Business. Like, hey, man, we mean business. And they're The Firm. What a clever title. This album is just called The Firm, which is a clever title as well. So they do a couple of albums. They had some radio hits on this one. Radioactive was a radio hit. And my favorite cut off this album, which is one of my favorite songs that Paul Rodgers has ever sang, and that is Satisfaction Guaranteed. Now, another little weird bit of trivia about these guys is, some supergroups, they go out, they perform songs by their previous bands, all that kind of stuff. And if you think about it, you could have had Jimmy Page, Paul Rodgers. I mean, they're singing Bad Company songs, Free, they're singing Led Zeppelin, but they never did that. When they went out, they only sang songs from The Firm, which kind of limited them because they didn't have a lot of material, especially after the first album. But they never really took off. I mean, not like Asia, which was another supergroup from the era, or Crosby, Stills, and Nash, which is just a supergroup. Certainly better than GTR, which only lasted 1 album and had an amazing lineup. So The Firm, as I said, a great album if you don't own it, and it's, you don't have to leave it regular side. You could do it like with the Diamond. That's just, look at that. It's kind of neat. That's all I got for this week. If you got any requests, please let me know. Don't forget, I'm at 810 Meadworks every Saturday night, spinning the vinyls, talking about music. I even had a guy who was a King Crimson fan from Buffalo come in this last week, which was pretty exciting. Until then, I'll see all of you next Tuesday. Happy June, folks.